Good day, students. In this tutorial I'm going to quickly cover what extensions that you need for Blender and how you're going to go and access them and how you get them to work. Ideally, for this version of Blender that we're going to be using, I would prefer that you all upgrade your Blender to 4.5 LTS. Please understand that the version that's running in the lab will be 4.3, but all these extensions should work. It doesn't matter, you can work across platform, but I've just realized 4.3 and 4.5, there are some differences that you need to be aware of. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to open up Blender 4.5. Okay, I'm just going to open it up and you'll see that the landing screen is a little different. Now you can import all the preferences from your previous version if you've got a previous version, but in a nutshell, I just want to explain where and how this works. So that if you go to blender.org, so let's just go back to Blender itself. So on Blender, they've got a 5.0 beta that's been released, but please understand that's beta, meaning it's in test phase. There's a lot of new tools that will be quite applicable, but for now, we're going to focus on the long-term release. Okay. So if you go to download, you'll notice that there's always an LTS option. So long-term support. So this is very important to understand. You want to use a long-term support version because you can see you're going to get support up until 2027. So it means they're going to continue developing this 4.5. So make sure if you go and download the version that you need, try and get the latest 4.5 LTS version. Okay, this is very important because it means it's quite a stable version and there's going to be a lot of development on this up until 2027. Okay, so I think this is a good place to start. So get the 4.5 LTS version. Okay, so the most important thing is I don't worry about, I just start Blender just like it is. I just start. Okay, now the first thing I do in Blender, the first thing I need to do is you notice if you press the middle mouse button, please be aware of my keystrokes. If I click and hold down the middle mouse button, it will orbit around the object. Most other software that we use in the department like Revit, etc., they all use this slightly differently. So I would customize Blender to work like those other applications. So it means when we start transitioning to other applications, you want this to pan and not orbit. So very straightforward. The first thing you need to do is go to Preferences. Okay, so in Preferences, you'll need to go to Navigation, it's Key Mapping, and all you need to do is drag the orbit to pan. So middle mouse button action. So that's the first little problem that we're going to have. So you just need to get that fixed. Okay, great. So now that we've kind of got that fixed, it just means navigating in your view will be so much easier. Okay, and if you're going to start transitioning to other software, it's going to be a lot more intuitive. Okay, so this is a pretty much basic standard scene. What I do to save the settings is just save this object on your desktop. You can remove this, just save this project file untitled, everything as it is. It just means if you close Blender and you relaunch it, all of these settings get saved going forward. The next thing we need to focus on are, so these are extensions and add-ons. So if they're not installed, so if your extensions are not installed, the add-on is not available. So I just want to explain the difference between the two. These extensions, now if you've installed this for the first time, you're going to get this notification. Please make sure that you say continue online and allow access online. It just means that you get much better access to all these add-ins. If you say continue offline, it means that you'll have to download and install these later on. But you can go and change this later on in the settings. You can go and allow this in advanced. So you can say check online. So here you can go and add this on later on. Okay, but just remember, by default, so you can get it from the extensions platform as well, but by default, allow access. It just makes your life a lot easier, and it will check the internet and find a whole bunch of extensions that we're going to use. Okay, so the first thing we need to do here is try and find all the extensions that we can, and then we'll go and download some other ones if we need to, but I'll give you the links on how to do this. Now, this is the power of Blender. Blender comes with a very large library of add-ins or extensions that you can download, install and run. So just understand that you've got to click the install function, and then on add-ons, you're going to enable it or disable it. I've just realized if there's a lot of add-ons enabled, you're going to lose a bit of real estate in your screen. So I'll have to explain what is actually going on. So if we go to the get extensions thing, the first thing we need to do is get the DXF. So if you go to DXF, you'll see that there's a whole bunch of these. So section tools, okay. So this might be quite handy because it looks like it'll create, you can create sections, so that might be quite handy. So maybe we need the sections toolbox, but for now all we need is this install and get installed. You can use the section toolbox if you want to as well. It might come in handy later on, we'll see. Okay, the more things you enable, you see here it will start adding, and so it looks like it will create a section. But this is what I mean. You're going to start losing real estate, but I can see this might be quite intuitive. Okay, so that's something that we might have to install if you want to export sections, but maybe that's later on. But what I do like is if you go to the extension where I'll explain once it's installed and how it works. Okay, so those are the first three that we need. Okay, this other one's a bonus for now. The next extension I want you to go and get will be Archimesh. So install Archimesh, and then you want IKEA browser as well. IKEA browser as well. Okay, so that's all we need for now. So those have been installed. Now there is one extra one that we'll have to go somewhere else. I think it's called Blender Kit. So blend. Now sometimes it's available on there. I'll give you the links to this. Okay, Blender Kit is not available. So these are other add-ins that you'll have to go and install from a disk somewhere else. Then I'll show you how to do that as well. Okay, so this other extension that we're going to need is quite important. Okay, the next thing, just make sure in add-ons that those are enabled. Okay, and make sure that you've got this enabled as well. So SVG, one more, let's get SVG as well. SVG. Make sure that we have, you want the freestyle SVG exporter enabled as well. So install that as well. You can see it's installed. The rest of the information we don't know. We don't need any more of the enhanced. We need these. Okay, if we go back to add-ins, go to SVG. Okay, so everything's enabled that we need. Okay, now, so just make sure that everything is on. So everything must be on. As I said, I don't want the section. So here you can see create. We've got these other Archimesh. I'll explain those in a minute. I'm going to give you links on how to use those. And it's something that we're going to tackle a little later as well. Okay, in addition to that, there's one more that we need to find. Okay, so if you open up your browser, I've got a link already. It'll take us straight there. And you'll have these links as well, by the way. I'm going to give you links to all of this. Will be the Blender Kit. Okay, so all you need to do is to download the latest Blender Kit. On the website, I'll give you straight to the link, and I'm going to download this to my desktop because once it's installed, I can remove it because I know where to get it again. So I'm just going to download this and put this on my desktop for now. Okay, you see it's installed, it's very small. Now in Blender, if you go and edit and you go to preferences and you're going to go and say add-ons, sorry, get extensions, we're going to go and specify to install locally. So install from disk. So meaning I'm going to install it from local. So if I go to desktop, you'll see that as Blender Kit. This is the latest one, and it'll give you a bit of information about it. And I'm going to say install from disk. It will install from a zip file, so don't worry about unpacking it. These are packaged quite neatly, and Blender seems to understand how to import this information. Checking for updates, it's telling you that you've got it off, and you can see something's happened on the screen. So if you go to add-ins again, we are going to have Blender Kit. Okay. All right. So this section icon, I think for now, we'll get to it in a minute. Okay, so you'll see that this will start adding information. I think this will be quite handy, but for now I'm going to switch it off because we're going to adopt another workflow for now. But I think this will be a great tool if you want to use this later on down the line. So let's quickly manage our add-ins quickly. So let's go back to add-ins, and I'm going to switch off that section. I think this could be a great tool, but for now, you see I've switched it off. So all we need to complete this project will be this create icon from Archimesh, because we can make windows and doors there, the IKEA plugin, and we need the Blender kit. Okay, the Blender kit, we can bring in materials, objects, and you can see it will always bring down this. This is quite a great resource. The only trick here is, I'll show you once I start using it, we're going to have to use some free assets going forward because you might have to pay for these, so just be careful. But it allows you to search a massive database. So objects, and don't worry about the rest for now, and materials. It gives you a great selection of materials that you can use. I'll show you how to use these materials a bit later on. They do need a bit of work sometimes. Okay, but in essence, you've got IKEA. IKEA, you can get all the furniture as well. So if we type in bed and you just start searching, sorry, let me just undo that. I have noticed that the web server is a bit slow because it's trying to access a server in Europe. So this might take a bit of time, but it's also quite a comprehensive resource where you can get some information. So I'll just let this load for a bit. Okay, but you can get some, sorry, bed. Okay, so you see you can download a whole lot of these libraries and you can use them in your project. I've just realized when you download a bed, you have to download the mattress separately and then make things align. But it's a great resource, so I think this will be worth looking at. Archimesh is where you can create stairs, roofs, shelves, but I'll give you a separate video on how to use this because I'm still using bits of it, but you can get books, lamps, you can get some resources. So it's just a bunch of resources to help you populate your little buildings more intuitively, so you don't have to model everything from scratch. You're using other resources. But in a nutshell, I'm quickly going to save this again, save as. I'm just going to write over this, save as over the same file, and I'm going to simply close Blender. I can delete this file now because the magic has happened. Now just to verify that everything has been upgraded, start a new project. Okay, then I would quickly go and navigate through the settings again, so editing preferences. So just make sure that all the add-ins are now active and make sure that when you pan, okay. So that's part one of it. So we've got all our extensions, we've got our environment set up. The next thing I think you must all go and spend some time setting up is allowing using the correct render for this. So I'm going to use for this machine, because I've got a graphics card, and you can see it's asking me what resources I want to use to render. So I'm going to use this CUDA. I'm going to use the graphics card to do this. You can use your CPU as well. It depends up to you, but I'm going to use Volcrin because this is a new version of Volcrin that they've released, which I think makes working in these environments a lot more intuitive, especially if you're going to use Eevee and the other renderer that comes with Revit. So just make sure that this is set up correctly, then we can save again. So I'm just going to save as again. I'm just going to save on my desktop untitled for now. I'm just saving this so that it keeps these settings. So once all of this has been set up, you'll see that this will get way more intuitive. Okay, so once we start rendering, this will make a lot more sense once we start rendering. Okay, so in the beginning it takes a bit of time. So here we just need to set up our correct renderer. Okay, but you'll see that this will start working. Okay, there we go. So now everything is starting to work quite well. And remember, if you're going to use cycles, just make sure that you're using your GPU. Okay, you don't want to use your CPU to do this, you want to use your GPU. Okay, so once you've got the set up and saved, going forward, okay, every project this might change. Okay, denoise a bit, but this will just make sure that when you render, things get a lot quicker. Okay, so this gets quite intuitive. Once you set everything up, you'll notice that this will start working way better. And you'll see some of the effects of the freestyle, and that will start appearing here. Okay, and if you want freestyle, I'll explain how this works when you want to do renderings later on. But in essence, we can export SVGs as line work. That's quite important because it gives you more flexibility in terms of what your end result will be. So you don't have to add a whole lot of materials in Blender. You can use other resources, and then we'll get to that later on. I'm going to give you some options that you can maybe consider. Okay, but in a nutshell, your Blender set up, and you see you've got all the tools that you need to complete this project. So I hope this helps. Just remember, you can go and switch these add-ons on and off as you need them. Okay, so please just remember that. I also like Node Wrangler, we'll use that later on, and build tools. So there's another one maybe just as a bonus. So build tools, these are very handy as well, especially if you're modeling stuff later on, but this is more an advanced thing. So if you want to keep using Blender, I'll get build tools involved as well, and that Node Wrangler. Node Wrangler will help you a lot when you start adding materials, so this will help you a lot. What I do like, any plugin, if you want to learn a lot more about it, you can simply click on the .org. It takes you to the page and teaches you everything about that plugin. So this is what I do like about Blender. They've got, because it's open source, they teach you everything on how all these plugins work. So every plugin that's on your machine or add-on, it will always have a resource that you can go and access, and they'll teach you how to use it. So that's something that's very important as well. So IKEA as well, go to IKEA, and it teaches you exactly how to use that plugin. Some of them are quite comprehensive, some of them are not that great. So, but you can see permissions reviews, they've done this really well, and I think spend a bit of time, get to know the software, because it's a very powerful tool to learn, especially if you want to do visualization. Okay, and this plugs into a lot of different software as well. Okay, so that's the add-ons and the setting up of Blender that I would recommend you follow. If you've got any questions in class, please let me know.